All right, let me record this. So, Bill,
Yes.
you are the first one to even take me up on it or to meet me with it, meet me on this. So
Nice.
I will let you know that I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing.
Okay.
Straight up.
All right.
I've never recorded a YouTube video before. I have some ready to go. They're bad. And so, I was kind of just going to get a feel for it. I use Streamlabs and kind of see how it goes and just wing it kind of.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell everybody on my channel, listen, I'm an SEO. Like I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a influencer. Like I'm just doing this so that I can help people and, try to drown out some of the bad voices.
Sometimes that makes the best YouTubers, the people that don't think they're YouTubers, right? So I think that's okay.
Well, I sure hope so.
One of my friends says, go ugly early. So that's what you should do. Just
go ugly early.
Go ugly early. Just put it out and don't worry about it. Don't worry about getting it right. Just put it out. Because the biggest problem we find with clients is that they don't do anything, not that they do it badly. Right?
Yeah, getting started is the first step. Yeah.
It's almost never done bad enough that they shouldn't have done it.
What? Well, that's definitely a different perspective for me to attack it from.
Almost never done bad enough that you shouldn't have done it. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
The biggest stressor for me is like I kind of have like an imposter syndrome. Like, I've been doing digital marketing all these, but I've never done YouTuber out here. And so now I'm like this noob in this space. And I'm like, no, you should listen to me,
Hey, listen, man, I'm a wedding videographer doing corporate videos. You don't think I got some imposter syndrome? There are people that look to me as somebody that's got it figured out, but I don't have it figured out. I'm a wedding videographer, right? If I'm not struggling, if I'm not struggling to get a good image, I don't feel comfortable, right? If they give me like all the time I need, all the space I need, I can light everything. I can do the audio myself. It's like, it's not the thrill that it is when you're trying to be blocked at every corner. So,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, and also, one of the other guys that I had, he was gracious enough to give me like an hour consulting. He's from Elevated. He's like, listen, dude, your first 60 videos, they're going to be trash. They're just like, and I'm like, no, that's where I'm going with it. So I'm just going to push out some content. Hopefully I can help people and see what we can make happen.
I started my career with a video camera that I bought from Best Buy on a Best Buy credit card. And I bought an extra battery.
Okay.
And I had no tripod. I had no audio. I had no lights. I just followed around people at a wedding with a camera that I bought from Best Buy and handed them the tape. That was my company when I started. And so
it's not dumb if it works.
Well, right. Yeah, no, exactly. And they loved it, by the way. They loved it. They would call my wife, who was the photographer. That's how I got started, is my wife was the photographer. They would call my wife and just go on and on about how much they loved the video. And I was like, okay, like it's an hour and a half on a tape with no organization, lots of starts and stops and me shooting the ground every once in a while. But other than that, all right, fine, So yeah, get going and figure it out,
So you said mainly word of mouth. What is your Google Analytics and your Google Search Console look like? And the reason why I asked that is because you can't do a full site audit, right? Like I can't give you the keys to the kingdom without seeing a bunch of data and stuff. So
yeah, of course,
just like a little background on the site.
A couple questions for you then. What should I be looking for in Google Analytics? So if I look at site visits, that's probably a vanity metric, depending on how long they stay and what the bounce rate is, and I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it depends. How many users roughly a month are you getting right now?
I think the last time I looked at it, I can look at it. The last time I looked at it, I think it was about 180 for the month. Nope. I'm wrong. That was the other one. Hold on. Let me Let me just look it up so I give you actual numbers instead of guessing. This is a Squarespace site, by the way. I don't know if that matters to you.
Doesn't matter to me.
I was on WordPress for a very long time. And we always had trouble with WordPress with certain things like this video background. You know, WordPress is real clunky when it comes to video background. And so wouldn't show video background easily on mobile, and you know, it was very slow to load. And so Squarespace kind of solved a little bit of those problems. Okay, so if I am looking at a month, right? Is that what we want to look at? Let's see, where is my time period? All right, so nope, that's a week. So in a week, I have had 141 active users, 142 are new users. The event count is 3,300 and key events are 40. What else would you like to know?
Okay. Any chance you can tell me what your indexation looks like in
Yes.
USC?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I've had a little bit of experience with this, but not, this is the new analytics that I haven't used quite as much. Where is the indexing? I know what you're talking about, but I don't know how to find it.
So in Google Search Console, you'll see a portion over to the left where it says like sitemaps and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm not on Search Console. I'm on Analytics. Hold on a second. Alrighty, hold on. There we go. Okie dokie. All right. What do you want to know? Site maps?
Yeah. What's your number of pages that you got indexed?
11.
11 pages. All right.
And I can't imagine I've got much more than 11 pages.
Oh, you guys just started this like in December.
Yes. Yeah. We just switched it over. Yeah.
Oh, we're brand new. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys have this domain before?
Yeah. I've had this domain since like April or May of 2019.
And it was on WordPress before.
It was on WordPress before. Yeah. That's we switched over to Squarespace in November, December. Yeah. December is would have been the first month of indexing probably.
When you switched over to Squarespace, did you delete a lot of or not include a lot of pages in the migration?
I had one of my employees working on it, and I asked him to please do all that, and I'm not sure he did. So
how many pages was the old website?
A lot. The WordPress site had a blog on it, so there were a lot of blog entries. We haven't set up a blog on the new site yet. There were some delivery pages. There was a bunch of stuff like that that could have not gotten ported over. Oh, I like the Wayback Machine. That's fun. Yeah, so 2020. This is fun. I haven't done the Wayback Machine in a while. I'd have to go look at some of the other sites.
This is how I check on clients to see if they're lying to me.
Oh, I like a lie. I like catching people in a lie. That's fun.
Actually, it's one of my biggest tools because a lot of times clients, you know, like you said, they have somebody else managing it for them, and they don't always follow up. They don't always know, and they don't have a lot of history.
Yeah, honestly, not sure how to check it. I mean, I'm not really sure how to check if those things have been moved forward or whatever, you know.
Did you keep the exact same domain, everything? Just
Yep. Just moved over to another. Yeah, I don't know what any of that is.
It could just be not loading correctly
Yeah.
because it's the archive.
Well, those are the shapes that he put in, but they should be tiny. And then there should be a background video, all that stuff. But it wasn't a big blog. It was just like probably six or seven articles, but it was all just designed to help with SEO. We just haven't done it on the Squarespace site yet. And we haven't ever really relied on SEO for business, because what we end up with is that SEO is, for us, is SEO is searches for, they're looking for either a quick solution, or they need something inexpensive. and we don't do inexpensive very well. We can do quick, but we can't do quick and inexpensive. And so a lot of the responses we've always got for SEO, especially for the agency, have just not panned out. That just hadn't worked out well. Somebody looking to spend $300-400, whatever, and we can't accommodate them.
Right. So right off the bat, if you can find a way somehow to, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I know I have a solution to find it, but if you can find just
the WordPress backend is still live. Like I still have access to the WordPress backend. It's just not hosted.
Oh, that's great. So
Yeah.
what you can do is go into WordPress and take all those URLs of the content that you didn't have, because that content on there, they might have traffic that was going to them. They might have backlinks to those pages. And so what you can do is you can go in there, say, okay, we had these pages. This is a relevant page. And then 301 redirect it to a relevant page, right? Because let's say you went from 100 pages full of content, right? And now you only have 11.
Right.
Google, let's say Google had you in this position of authority, content generating, and then it shows you losing everything. They're like, what's going on here, right? Especially, I would assume that depending on how much content you've had, you've lost some backlinks as well. And
yeah, the backlinks would have gone to the blog articles, I imagine, or some of the blog articles. And so I knew I was going to have to build up backlinks again, for a lot of things. But most of it was most of the backlinks we had were like Upwork and those things, like where it's not super valuable because it's a directory site or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. But then even those do pass rank juice, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like when you get into a little deeper of an SEO topic. And have you ever heard of tiered links?
Tiered?
So tiered links. So normally when people think of a backlink, they think of a backlink that comes from somebody's site to your site, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a tier 1 backlink. Normally that link is going to lead to your money site or your main homepage. But once you start doing SEO and you start scaling that website at a larger scale, you're going to need some more backlinks. So you start stacking them, but you send those backlinks to other properties. So let's say I got a tier 1 backlink from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my link's now on your website. Well, now I would send tier 2, which aren't tier 1, but they're still pretty good links, to your article on your website, pass some rank juice through that one. Yeah. And then the page and the link that I link to your blog, I'm going to send a bunch of shittier backlinks to that one. And then you keep doing this process over and over until, I think I've seen someone claim that they had built like tier 18 links. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. First off, you need like a pretty big budget, because even if you're buying cheap links, they still cost money, right? Yeah. But the whole point of it is to just massively brute force your way into the SERPs by passing that page rank, but it gives you that buffer. So that's what tiered links are.
So any of these that are blog specific, since we don't have the blog page anymore, all of those need a 301 redirect, or I need to offline those pages, right? Well, so if I'm not going to have it, if I can't redirect it to something, which I wouldn't be able to redirect it to something right now because I don't have the article, unless I could just copy the article over to Squarespace or whatever. But like, what would I do with those that don't have a redirect?
So if you actually deleted the page and then the content, they're just 404. And so those will fall out of Google search, and it could be anywhere from 4 to 12 months. Okay. But even if you, let's say you deleted a blog that doesn't have any relevant blog that you could link to on the new site,
right?
Pick something that's relevant, because basically the strategy you want here is that every link that you had on your old website, you want it pointing somewhere to your new website. Even if it's just the homepage, even if it's just to the basic page. Yeah. And not going nowhere. Yeah, not going anywhere. And relevancy is the biggest thing, right? And so don't try to base it off keywords, base it more off relevancy. Okay, so I need to 301 redirect this. Are these actually talking about the same topics? Are they diving into the same level of in-depth as each other, right? Got to kind of get in a deeper level, and that's how you make sure that these are actually powerful and working for you. Okay. And yeah, so you don't really have to, and you know what? You could also, if you have like a Google Drive folder with the content, you could just post that content with the same URL, and it will be like it never disappeared. Yeah. As long as you keep everything the same. And so you could repurpose that content. Just duplicate that page and then redirect it. And then it wouldn't need to redirect. It would just be the page like it was. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so if you find the pages, and check your backlinks and see if any of them are coming. I mean, this could be kind of time intensive. Yeah. So I would do a backlink audit and see if, hey, maybe there's 20 pages that actually have backlinks. These are worth saving, right? Because the last thing I want to do is advise you to go and comb through 300 pages and you're like, God, this guy David sucks. Well, it's why I had an employee do it, because I don't have the time. So that works good. Yeah. All right. I'll definitely look into that. Let me ask you about the H1 tags. So I have really kind of gone back and forth on this a lot, trying to figure out how do I figure out what the right kind of primary keyword setup is, what I should kind of put in there. And I'm trying this videography one just to see, primarily because so many people just call us for videography. I'm not going to try to educate the public, because they don't want to be educated, and I just want to feed into what people are asking for anyway. So I'm not sure how to find what the proper thing is. There's no real kind of standard, I guess, other than maybe video production, but video production becomes long, and it's hard to rank for 2 words and all that stuff. So I just, I don't know how to figure out what the kind of proper H1 tag would be, and how we could set that up. Sure. Most of our search results, by the way, come from our business name. Not keywords. This is the right one, right? That we're working on? Yep, that's it. That's the most current one. Yep. So, so H1s, I think a lot of people really just overthink them, because the H1 on your homepage, that's really one of those H1s that you can have fun with, right? This is where
Yep.
you want to, you have 3 seconds to get that user's attention and tell them why they should be there, right?
Right.
And so you don't want a bunch of fluff in there. You don't want a bunch of salesy. And I like to keep it short and simple. Tell them exactly what you do
Yep.
in the first half of the sentence, and tell them why it's going to be great for them in the second half of the sentence.
Right.
So I have a client that that sets up HubSpot and Salesforce integration.
Right.
Right. And so you know, they have on their homepage CRM support and experts to help you, or you know, whatever, right? And when business owners are setting up these kind of services, a lot of times they may not even know what a CRM is, right? And so I said, hey, let's change it to H1. We're going to put it to something very simple. We set up Salesforce and HubSpot easily, so you don't have to do the hard part. Bam, right? And so I would actually say go directly the same route, twofold, because one, your name doesn't really tell us much, right? As told by. If I just read that in
Unless you already know what the business is, right?
right, exactly. And then to compound that, what really is videography elevated, right? And so you do have a byline. We offer videography and a plan to get in front of the people you can help. I do like that a lot, but this definitely should be a lot bigger, right? So this is, especially with such a big video. So we're coming to a point where you're really showing your expertise here, but you also have to be cognizant of your call to action, right? There's more on this page right here that we want the users to do than just watch this video.
Right.
Right. We want them to take some actions.
Right.
And so videography elevated, just that doesn't move me. You know?
I've never found, listen, I've talked to a bunch of SEO experts. I've never found one that they liked. So it's like, you know, I felt like what this did was, this is the cleanest explanation of who we are. You know, we are not necessarily videographers. What we want to do is marketing strategy for people and then execute on that marketing strategy. But that's just too much to put in an H1 tag. And so I don't really know how to do it. It used to be content marketing. Then I figured out that content marketing is writing. And so that's not really what it is either. Marketing agency isn't accurate, because we don't do ad buys and we don't do billboards and we don't do TV commercials. And so, you know, it's been something that I had just been trying to figure out how the hell to get that simple enough and clear enough that people understand it. So I am open to any suggestions.
Here to build the kind of tree. Let me read a bit more, get some ideas real quick.
Yeah. Fortunately, most people who go to the site are going direct. So if you look at where our traffic is coming from, it's 85% direct, which means that somebody's moving them in that direction. So they at least have some frame of reference before they get to us, you know? They're not coming. And the thing is, if you're going to spend $8,000 or $10,000 or $12,000 on video content for your business, you're not doing that on the basis of this, right? You're getting started. Yeah. You know, you're getting started in your kind of journey of it and all that kind of stuff. But
you know, this so when I read your who we are, the storytellers part it's the one that stuck out to me first.
Yep.
Immediately. And whenever I look at a website, I always look at it from an outsider's perspective. And it's kind of one of my fortes, actually, that I've kind of honed. And in storytellers, brands, authentic voice, and values. Those are some strong words right there.
So if you go back to the home page. So if you go down go down to see where it says tell your story, move people.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be the H1 tag. And so the last person I talked to about SEO said, don't put story in the H1 tag because nobody knows what you're talking about.
Right.
So
Tell your story, move people. It still doesn't really tell me anything.
well, the thing is, I love I love to figure this out. It's like the the $1 billion question, right? How do we
Oh,
how do we articulate it in 1 or 2 words or 3 words that makes sense? And really what we offer more than anything is videography, right? So that's what people think they're calling us for 90% of the time, and so I don't have a problem with having that in the tagline, even though it's not an accurate description of who we are, what we're doing, because anybody can do it. Anybody can do videography at a base level. So what we want to charge a lot of money for is doing it at a high level. And so, but anyway, I'm open to suggestions. I can change it again. I just feel like if I keep changing it, it's like I want to figure out kind of what it is in the grand scheme of it. What should that be, and what would clearly articulate it. It does look very small on your screen. It's funny when I look at it on my screen, it doesn't look as small.
Well, that's also because I'm at I got a 2K monitor, so
yeah.
Here, is that hard to see on screen too?
Well,
oh, that just increases the website, not the okay.
Yeah.
But
it is a small tag. I can see how the tag is small. So like videography in our industry, videography is kind of it's kind of a slang term against us. And so
tell me more about that.
I don't want to use it because if somebody calls me a videographer, I get mad, right? Because it's limiting, right? So let's say, for instance, that that people only want to talk to you about keywords, and you're like, keywords aren't the thing. Don't talk to me about keywords. Let's talk about the real shit that actually happens, right? Videography is limiting, and so we're capable of a lot of cool stuff. And videography, the term videography limits what we're capable of. However, I feel like storyteller is vague because I'm not sure anybody really understands what we would functionally do as storytellers. Do I get up in front of a group of kids and read a book? What is that? Now, obviously, I believe that that's closer to accurate. But I'm kind of I feel like video should be in that title somewhere because that's what we provide more than anything. I don't want to write a story in text as much as I want to make a video. I'm not really qualified to write a story in text as much as I am to make a video. And I think everything that we do on there, every time you see the team, it kind of, we're making videos. So I feel like it should be in there. Video storyteller.
All right, what do you think about this for a rough draft? I just came up with this real quick. Let me paste this in the chat. Something like this. You need video that tells more than your story. We're the storytellers to make it happen.
Cool. I like it. Let me,
tells me what you do, right to the point, and then it gets me excited.
Yeah. So I was I got to stop asking for so much advice is probably my issue. I was told at some point that I don't need to tell people what they need because they feel like they know what they need, and they get aggravated that you're telling them what they need. Hold on a second. Let me copy that real quick. But yeah, I like that. I like the idea of so with an H1 tag, I felt like the H1 tag needed to be very short. In other words, 2 or 3 words, be able to fit into that space, not cover up the video too much.
Yeah. So yeah, not something exactly like this, but
no, I understand, but
I would put like a do you have any keyword research done by any chance?
Yeah, I've done a little. The problem is the search volume on everything is so low on all the combinations that I've tried. The only ones that I feel like have any even a little bit of search volume is video production and marketing, marketing agency or marketing. But video production works fine but it's not, it's not, again, not super accurate, but it's what people will search for, video production. When you look at these client, this client work, this is all stuff that's come to me from people that say, hey, I need video production for this project. Right. And so we do the video production for that project. Our ideal scenario is people come to us with a problem and we get to develop a solution. And all of that's very vague. I'm a student of Donald Miller's, and so, if you understand Donald Miller's kind of approach to website building, it's be very clear, very clear and concise on the first page about what you offer. And I would be the only one saying videography. Everybody else is saying filmmaking or cinematography or some other term that people aren't as familiar with, or it's not as accurate. So,
shoot, I'm going to show you something cool real quick.
but when I go in the Search Console, our top 3 search terms are our name, our company name. So,
yeah, so basically just branded traffic then.
Well, yeah, somebody referred somebody to us and they're trying to find our website to see if we're legit. That's basically like what the biggest function our website serves right now is if somebody wants to see if we're a legit company and do good work, they go to our website and check it out. That's basically like it's a sales brochure. And so, if we want it to look like we know what we're doing, this site is basically there for us to look like we know what we're doing. And so that's one of the reasons why we have the big video at the beginning. Everything else is de-emphasized. The video is emphasized, all that kind of stuff. And just want to let people know that they are in the right place and they are looking for the thing that they think they're looking for.
Yeah, definitely. That's I mean, that's really that's the bread and butter of SEO, right?
I guess, yeah. But obviously, if one of my ideal scenarios is that you have I don't know if this is the right direction to look at it, but if you have let's say, university or nonprofit or association communications or marketing director that's been told by their executive director that they need to make a video about this thing, and they don't have any idea how to find a videographer to make this thing, I want them to find us in a Google search, see our page and go, yes, this is exactly what I need. And get in touch with us. That's what I want to have. That's the circuit that I want to complete. We know most of those folks because of how long I've been doing this. But at the same time, for those who we've never worked with, I want that search. I want that search circuit to be completed because they're, looking for somebody to make a videography or video production or whatever, and they find us. Because that's typically where people spend the most money, right? So if I'm talking to, I just signed a deal today that's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be probably 25 grand this year. And he found us because my partner's kids take karate at his karate studio, right? Mm-hmm. No idea whether or not we can do the job he wants to do, other than I did videography for his sister's wedding 10 years ago. And I know them and from that, right? And that's how most of our clients get to us. However, we just finished a job last week from a client that found us completely through a Google search because they were looking for videographer, and somebody had referred us, but then they found us independently and hired us to do something. That was not a big deal. It was not a big job, but it's all those little nuggets. I figure if they can either find us on LinkedIn or through a Google search, that's how people who aren't connected to us are going to find us, in those two ways. And so, or, obviously they ask on Facebook groups or something and we're referred, but we're not referred in that way a lot. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, I have 3 minutes before I have to go to another client call.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I appreciate the time.
Are you ready to take some notes? I'm going to
rattle.
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's do it. For you. Dump. Let's go.
All right. So first and foremost, I would get on Google Business Profile very quick. I think you're missing out on some great opportunities here. I Googled your address, didn't come up with your brand name. As told by Videography, didn't come up with your brand name. And then I finally had to go to Maps and see it. So you're not even appearing for people searching directly for your brand on Google Maps. This also gives you another NAP citation, so that Google gives you a little more authority because they have your address and phone number again.
All right, well, back up just a second. If I go to Google Business Profile, I have a business profile. It's all filled out. Everything looks fine on my end. What should I be doing differently?
Right. So there's a couple of things you can integrate it with your website. For instance, this could actually be a link directly back to the Google Business Profile. That's good. It connects those properties. I would also suggest building out location pages to support that Google Business Profile and also start ranking for hyper localized content. Because you want to rank for people that you're easy to get to, right? Mm-hmm. Especially for a videographer, because I'm from Vegas and there wasn't very many videographers. So you definitely want to be optimizing your GBB for that. And also photography, video. Well, do you guys do photography?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities that you can capitalize here for Google Business Profile. I'm assuming you don't get a lot of leads from that.
No, but again, I thought I was set up fine. I wouldn't know what else to set up on it, other than what's already been done. So,
okay,
I'll have to figure out what I'm not doing.
Sure.
I felt like it was set up, but I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying it has to be our only call.
No, that's fine. But I don't know how to get how would I get reviews and stuff if it's not set up?
So you have your Google Business Profile set up. It's
okay.
Set up, right? But you're not. Where was that? So even when I type in your address that you have, is that the?
Yeah. That's right.
Yep. So see, it could be very simple fix if you just literally take that link at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
If you just
and
turn it into a hyperlink and link right back to your Google Business Profile.
No, I love it. I'll do that.
I would also we also need to put a lot more call to actions. Like here on the About page, this is a great opportunity to put a form right there.
Right.
Right. And I would also say put a form right under here. Right under this, right? I would move this up a little bit, give a little more space above the fold, and say, hey, give them like 3 bullet points. This is what you'll get from hire us. Fill out a form real quick.
Gotcha.
Right? Because a lot of times they're coming to these services and they may be looking at 6 or 7 of them and they just want an email from somebody.
An easy way to get in touch with you.
Right.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And then I will also implement local schema.
Okay.
And so those are the 3 things I would work on. And then also you do need some start pumping out some content.
Right.
But in
Blog content.
In our next call, I can share you a prompt that a buddy made for me, and I think it'll be great. So,
well, good to meet you, man.
Next week, let me know.
Yeah, good to meet you. Thanks for all your advice. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, man.
All right. Well, have a good call, and we'll talk again soon.
You as well, Bill. See ya.
All right. See ya.
Have a good one.